So hi everyone, welcome to my car. As you can see, I'm in the assembly area with Nick Holmes walking around just to double check my pins and everything's okay. This is qualifying on the Saturday afternoon, and this was the sort of highlight weekend for the modified Fords. So yeah, about 20,000 people expected, lots of car clubs. Definitely a highlight of the year. Problem is, as you'll see during this vlog, I don't gel with brands very well. Never really got on with the circuit, so it's. I went into this weekend with a bit of trepidation, but yeah, you'll find out as we go on. Anyway, I suppose at this point, I better hand over to me. Here we go, full power live, qualifying. My God, this grid has got some fast cars in this group. There's some fast cars in Group 2 as well, but I'm in Group A with the big boys now, and yeah, this is different gravy. Very, very different gravy. So let's see. It's very warm as well. It's a very, very much a late summer day. About 18 degrees. Annoyingly, during this qualifying session we did have a few stoppages due to cars breaking down or having issues, so here I am just kind of chilling at the front of the queue for qualifying, where we'd had a red flag session, everyone got called in, and I'm just chilling. So to save all the waiting around, I'm just going to go ahead and play what is my fastest lap of qualifying. So that was a 55.541, the quickest I've ever been around Brands Hatch, because of course this is the first time I'm using a turbo engine, but still, I know I can go quicker, and there was a lot in that lap that I should have gone quicker. So going into the race, let's see, eh? So you join us back in the assembly area for race 1. It's the Sunday, the sun is out, and Jay was there from Vehicle Tech Mobile. He's here helping the Club Racing UK focus with Steph, who is next to me on the grid. So yeah, looking forward to having a bit of a battle with Steph in this race, was my initial thoughts. He's been a bit of a nemesis this year, and I've got the better of him at Silverstone and at Snetterton when both cars were running on track at the same time, barring any retirements. But Steph absolutely dominated at Castle Combe, and he's got the better of me at Brands. So I'm just about to head out onto the grid. One thing I've got to say about qualifying, we've got new drive shafts on for this on, so no more vibratey bratey. It was definitely a drive shaft that went. So here we go for race 1. commentator's hat on, and straight away you saw there was action into paddock with Simon Light and Jim Hutchinson with the RSR and the Cabri V8. They went off into the gravel on the infield respectively, and Steph just gets the better of me here as we go into Graham Hill Bend. I can see Steph struggling to warm up his tyres as he absolutely sends it in some of the corners, but safety car looming. Okay, here's the restart. Everyone's bunched up, and I kind of think I might be able to have a go at Steph here into the first few corners. No, full storm. That'll be the last I'd see of Steph. He'd take off up the road. More action up ahead, and this is the Sierra of Steve Scott Dunwoody blowing a turbo, and that exits stage right just as Jim Hutchinson carves his way through the field in his RSR after his early escapades with Simon Light. So we've just skipped through about half the race now, and you can see on the left hand side the Escort Cosworth of Malcolm Wise is going very slowly, to say the least. This is the important bit, as you'll soon see coming up. Smoke coming out the back, all sorts. I've passed him here crawling on the start finish straight. It's now a lap later. Jim Hutchinson has just come past me after having a little spin on his own, and on the start finish line you can see meatball flags telling Malcolm to come in both at the marshal's post and on the gantry. Lap 2, and now the red flag is out alongside the meatball flag. You're about to see why. As you can see at this point, the car is now a full-on inferno. The driver in question had been circulating for quite a few laps, and when pressed by committee members of the modified force as to why he was doing that, he answered, "Well, I thought if I carried on going, I'd get the class win." Not the way to go racing. The car is relatively priceless, and he is going to get the cost of that having to rebuild it. But what you can't rebuild are the lives of marshals, trackside crew, and your fellow competitors. I must say, I took a bit of a dim view at this, but Paul and the rest of the committee did the right thing. He's got a final warning from the series, so if he does anything silly like this again, he's out. We can't have risks like this in motorsport, especially when it's done so carelessly. Fires, things like that, will happen, but it's what you do to prevent the risk as much as possible. Anyway, let's talk about the racing bits. Short-lived race ended by a red flag, and I finished 10th overall, 6th in class. Not too happy with that. I'm still lapping in the 55s. I need to be faster. But the likes of Steph and Martin Reynolds and co, everyone was just quicker than me on the day, so I just need to go faster, really. So, one final blast, and you join me on the grid after a massive grid walk for Ford Power Live. So many people came down to have a look at the cars, and I had a couple of autographs to sign, which was nice. But I'm lining up on the grid 8th overall. We had a couple of cars drop out with issues, and I am 8th overall on this monster grid. You can see in front of me Brian Lilly, Martin Reynolds, Steph, Steve Goldsmith. That's another EcoBoost powered car. He's in the Anglia. That is just rapid. But we're getting ready for a start. This is race 2. After quite a processional first half of the race, as you can see on the left, Jeremy Sutton's Sierra Cosworth suffered some issues and he had to park it. Now the car in front is Rain Crabtree. He's running a 2.7 litre Smith & Jones engined Escort, at least I think it is. Could be a 2.5 Duratec with a sequential, but I am chasing him for the podium spot, 3rd place in class. I didn't realise this yet. At this point the recovery was taking a bit longer than usual, so they red flagged it. So I'll skip this bit. Right, time for the restart. Safety car restart. Wayne's in front of me and Matt Brennan is a bit of traffic we've got to get past, but we've got the control line. Let's watch it unfold. that, unfortunately, was that. Wayne got away from me. Unfortunately, it was 4th in class and something like 7th overall. A really good overall result, quite pleased with that, but I'm still in the 55s, still not quite quick enough. If it's any consolation, I'm about to post my fastest time of the weekend, but it's still in the 55s. Too little too late. I think that mistake when trying to get past peers in traffic, avoiding a bit of disaster, too little, too late. I'll come back stronger next year, and we've got a review of 2024 to come. But at this point, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, watching these videos, and all my sponsors, everyone that believes in me, contributes to the car, helps in any way, shape or form. And as for the Modified Ford series, if you've got a fast Ford, if you've got a racing Ford, you need to come and race in this series. It is absolutely